All right, so we have made lots of really good progress so far, and this is a surprisingly easy part of this build where we can actually use the elements we've already got to quite quickly make the next thing that we need to build, which is the forgot your password section. So we'll jump straight into it. Actually, just before doing that, why don't we preview what we've done? So just to check everything's done correctly, head across to floating group gradients. Make sure under appearance, the floatings index is beneath page and the parallax effect factor is 1. Those two set up, go to group page and make sure the background style is none. On group page, go to the actual page itself in the elements tree. Make sure the background style is also none. And then finally, click on group sign in element and change the background style to a flat color of all colored white. Now, once you've done all that, we can click preview and that should show us, just pull it across. That should show us something that looks either exactly like or very similar to this, depending on if you've stuck to this exactly. So looking really, really good, but still some main elements to get through. So there's our Remember Me button working. We can click anywhere along that line for that to happen. Still a few things we need to do to finish this off. So close that tab, and what we're going to do now is create the forgot your password section. So the first thing you want to do is click on group sign in element, click on the eye on the right hand side here. We're going to add a new custom state, and this is going to be the state that toggles between the sign in and the forgot your password section. So we'll do add a new custom state, type in forgot, just type in forgot, we'll call the state forgot, and then this is going to be a yes, no, the same as the remember me state that we've got set up. The default value is going to be no. So we're essentially saying when the custom state for forgot is no, we don't want to be showing the forgot your password section. Now we'll close that, and we're going to go click on the group all sign in elements section where we've got all this text, the inputs and the buttons. Across in the layout tab, I want you to uncheck this element is visible on page load. So it's not going to be visible on page load unless a certain condition is met. We'll go into conditional and we're going to put in what that condition is. So that condition is going to be group all sign in elements. Group sign in element. Group sign in elements forgot is yes. So when group sign in, is no, having a shocker. When group sign in elements forgot is no, select the property change when true, click that drop down and then select this element is visible. So this is essentially saying what we've done here is we've said that we don't want this element to be visible on page load, so it shouldn't be showing unless this condition is met. And we've set this condition in group sign in element, the forgot condition, the default is no. So the default is going to be that group sign in, all sign in elements is actually shown because of that conditional expression. Now that that is done, I want you to click on forgot your password, and what we're going to do is set the, the logic for that workflow to say when we click forgot your password, we want to change between the forgot state that we've just set up. So we go in and click on appearance and then add workflow. So we're going to name this workflow forgot password yes. And we're going to say only when group sign in elements forgot is is yes. We're going to add the workflow step, do set state of an element, group sign in element again, and we're going to change that custom state for forgot to be no. So when group sign in elements forgot is yes, we want to change it to no. Go across on the workflow editor, copy, and then paste that again. Change from yes in the only when condition that we've set for that flow. We're actually going to change the name of this workflow as well. We're going to change that to forgot password no. We want to change the only when first. So click on no in the workflow panel if you've got a bit lost there. Sorry, just a moment. Click on no in the side panel. Then change the only when to say group sign in elements forgot is no instead of forgot is yes, like the first one. And then we're going to change this step to change it to yes. We're going to set up the custom state to change to yes when the forgot is no. Again, I'm not sure if I explained that very poorly or not. I was sort of jumping around a bit there, but hopefully that all makes sense. Make sure to go back if you're a bit confused and go through it again. In essence, what we want is we want to set a workflow here that allows us to change between a yes state for the group all sign-in elements. Sorry, for group sign-in element, we want to change between a yes state and a no state for the forgot custom state that we've set up. So now that we have done that, we've got a few little changes we've got to make that are going to really add to the design or the overall design and sort of feel of this, I guess, change between the two states. And that's an animation from the size of the element now to the size when you forgot your password section is shown. So what we're going to do is we're going to select group sign-in element. We're going to go across to layout. We're going to set the min height to 100 instead of pixels. We want percent, and we want that as a fixed height. So we're saying we want the default, I guess, state or height for this box to be 100%. And we're now going to go into the conditional section, and we're going to define a condition for group sign-in element. And we're going to say when group sign-in elements, group sign-in elements forgot is yes. So when we change that forgot state, we want the height to be 55%. Going back across to appearance, we're now going to select a property to define a new transition. We're going to type in height. Oh my God, I get that right. Type in height, select height, and make this 350. So what this is a little animation on I guess the height of this group or this element that we've got here. And essentially what we've done is we've said we want a fixed height of 100%. So we want it to be as a default state 100% height. So we want it to fill out the group that it sits within, which is group sign in. However, when we click forgot your password, so when we change to this custom state, or when we change this custom state for group sign in elements forgot to yes, we want the fixed height to be 55%. And the reason we're using fixed height here is because that then allows us to put in place a height transition, which is a really smooth sort of shrinking or a smooth transition when we change the height. Instead of just jumping into that new height or that new state, we want it to sort of fade in and fade out, or fade up and fade down as we do that. So now that we've done that section, what we're going to do is create our forgot your password section. So close up group all sign-in elements, copy it. So we're going to do, let's do copy special, copy with workflows, right click, and then paste special, paste with workflows. So we're going to carry across one element in particular that we want to sort of copy here. Hide the top one, group all sign-in elements, and then clicking on the second one, we're going to change this to say group forgot elements. Pretty basic naming, not great naming, but just something to differentiate here. And from there, what we're able to do is, or what we're going to do is start changing some of the components of this group so that it fits or suits better the forgot password section. So we're going to say reset your password, and then we're going to grab forgot your password. I want you to drag it outside of the group it's in. So we just want to take it from within group password text and drag it to sit below email inputs and password inputs. Click on password inputs, the whole group, and delete it. So just click delete on your keyboard. Click on group remember me, and we can right click and delete that as well. Right click and delete group or. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just click on group or in the elements tree, hold shift and click down on button, sign in with SSO, and then right click and delete. So we'll just get rid of all of those at once. Awesome. And now we are essentially sitting in that the reset password, or we've quickly set up the reset password section. I'm going to just drop some text in. So go into the asset search section, click text, and drop it below reset your password. And we're going to type in enter your email address to reset your password. Super simple. You can change this to whatever you want it to be. We're going to change the font size to body 12. You can put in some nicer text in there, or some more better explanation of what's happening here. But essentially, yeah, you just want to put in a main heading and then some text below it. We're going to increase that size just to 13. And we're going to get rid of the full stuff that I've put on the end there. Awesome. So now that we've got that, we've got the email input or there already from the sign in section. We're just going to change the name to input forgot password and forgot password email. What do we call it? Just to make it a little bit more clear. And then we're going to take the forgot your password button that we added on the sign in screen, and we obviously have copied across that workflow because we right clicked and did copy special. What we're going to do with this now is click across to layout. In horizontal alignment, we want to put it in the middle. We want to click next, so it's the bottom, or it's at the bottom of this section. And we're going to change this and say, go back. Really, really simple. We'll just keep it as go back. And I want to change this color to be gray. So we want to make that gray and a little bit more subtle than the strong primary color we had before. And I think that should do it for this section. Oh, of course, the button, we need to change this to reset passwords. We'll just click on that button and change it to reset password. And what we should have now, if we click onto group group sign in element, what we can do is clicking across to the conditional tab. If we turn that conditional expression on, it'll show us the size that this element is going to be when this conditional expression is true. So on and off, we can see that it closes in size when we change to reset your password. We've got to do a few more things just to make sure this is exactly right. And that is essentially to say that when this box, because there is a transition in place here, and because there is a sort of a slow sort of change between the size, when we click forgot your password, what's going to happen is all of the elements in this section are going to show immediately, unless we put something in place to say, basically don't show until the entire state or the entire group has expanded. And why that's an issue is I'll actually show you. I'll go into preview the app. We'll get rid of we'll keep the debug mode, that's fine. Sorry, I've just realized we'll jump back in and fix something before we do that. We do need to go in and select group forgot elements. And what we want to say, just clicking on group forgot elements, is that the conditional expression is yes and not no. So we're saying we only want group forgot elements to be visible when group signing elements forgot is yes. So we can go back in and we can preview that again. It'll just reload and fix that. Awesome. So this is what it looks like at the moment. If we click forgot your password, we can see there's a really nice transition there to sort of drop it in and just animate the group up. But notice when I click go back, there was a bit of a lag there. It looked a bit clunky. It didn't look very nice because it sort of jumped and all the elements came out at once. So it looks nice when we're closing, but when we've got elements that are filling this space and we don't have any conditions in place to sort of account for them expanding out, we need to put in a conditional expression for this section here or these sections here, to basically say, don't show unless the height of this entire group is past a certain point. So don't show really until the height of this group is, I'd say, 90%. So what we'll do for that is we're going to start with, let's actually have a look first and sort of see, I guess, where forgot your password sits. So it sort of sits in this middle section, about there. So almost just before the middle. So we can close that up. And we really, if we wanted to do this right, would probably cover it for password as well, for the group password, and then all the groups below that. We want to put a conditional expression in place to say that do not show, or this should not be visible unless the height of this entire group is past a certain point. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to select, we'll close up group password input on the side. We're going to select group password input and then holding shift on the keyboard, left click down to bottom to sign in with SSO. So we're selecting all of these elements, and we want to say, we want to uncheck this element is visible on page load. So we're going to hide them all unless a conditional expression is met. Go back into only group password input because you won't be able to add a conditional expression for all of these elements. Click define another condition, and we're going to say when group sign in elements, sorry, I just want to check, is that the one we set the height for? It is. We'll jump back in there. When group sign-in elements height is greater than or equal to, let's say 90%. Sorry. Well, actually, that is going to be a fixed amount. So we want to change it so that that can be a percentage. Just one moment, we'll get rid of that. you know what, for the sake of this video, we're going to keep this relatively simple. I do have a sort of custom state solution that we could go into, but I do actually want to keep this video relatively short, or this sort of series. So what we're going to do is group sign in elements height is greater than or equal to, I'm going to say 500. So what I stumbled upon there, and I did think about this before, but definitely overlooked this as I'm going through, is that we can't set, unless we get a little bit creative with the solution, we can't set a percentage as the height. So we can't say it's greater than or equal to 90%. So we have to say an actual figure or a number in terms of pixels, like where we want this element to show again. So what we're going to say is group sign in elements height is greater than or equal to 500. I think that should cover us, so that when, so this is 688, so 500 would probably be about somewhere around there. We maybe even want to extend that to, going back to group password input, we maybe want to extend that to 550. And we can give this a quick try just for, if we jump back across, into preview, we can give this a quick try just for the password button. So yeah, it is obviously showing. Do forgot your password, and then click back. See, that is a much cleaner transition, and that's exactly what we wanted. So we can click back into login pages. Under group password, we go and copy that condition, click on group remember me, paste it in, button sign in, paste, group or, we're going to paste that as well, and we'll just go through and basically click on each of these buttons down to button signing with SSO. And then under the conditional expressions section for each of them, we just want to paste those conditions in. I did notice there was a hover on this that I didn't like, so we're going to click on that button and just get rid of the background hover. That's up to you if you want to keep it or not, but just for me, I didn't like when I was hovering and previewing before. So what we can do now is preview that again. This time, get rid of the debug mode, because we want to just see what the actual page itself looks like on its own. I think that looks awesome, besides a little bit of too much, I guess, height down the bottom. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. But if we click forgot your password, that's a really clean transition between the two. I think from UX perspective, that's fantastic in terms of what we're trying to achieve with this build. We can jump between the two, and yeah, I think that's a fantastic sort of, I guess, design that we've got there. It looks really clean, really easy to use. Obviously, we haven't set up any of the workflows. Why don't we just fix this and change that layout to 90%. Well, let's do 95%. So sorry, I'll just explain that again. Go to group sign in element and change the fixed height that we set to 95%, not 100%. And that should just drop it up a little bit from there. Just test it out and make sure there's no issues. Fantastic, that looks really good. We could probably drop this in a little bit more just to nitpick at it. So group sign in element, go to conditional and change this to 50. It's not going to be a huge difference, but it is just going to sort of maybe drop in a little bit of that white space in there. Could we potentially do more? I think we could. So let's go down to 45%. And again, you can now tweak this. You've obviously got the tools and the sort of tutorial that you've been through in this course. What have I done there? In this course, you've got the tools to go through and, oh yeah, we've got debug mode on, sorry. To get all of this set up and to sort of tweak this as you'd like to fit exactly what you're trying to build and what you want it to look like. But if we do forgot your password, I think that's quite good. Look, that's a lot of white space, but just for this mini course, I want to leave it at that, just because we have sort of designed exactly what we want there. Got the forgot your password section looking really nice, and there is your Stripe style login page. Now, I may in the future at some point make a video where we do the create account page as well. That's a little bit more complex and has a bit more to it. And I might also add in some additional parts to the end of this course at some point, where I add the sign in to the platform button and the forgot your password workflow as well. But for the most part, these courses and tutorials are just design heavy and design focused to really get you as comfortable as possible with all the design elements and tools on Bubble and Bubble's design engine. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this mini course. I've really enjoyed doing it. There's going to be a lot more content coming out like this. And if you'd like to get access to this editor that we've basically built out in this mini course, join the Bubble Design Lab school community. There's lots of content in there. and a lot more coming as well. More videos like this, as I mentioned, editor access as well, and some really good design tips and tricks from me that I've implemented with actual clients and with my own builds on Bubble that can hopefully help you become a much better designer. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.